Good morning and welcome to September's edition of Perennial Plants. I'm Catherine and today I'm not coming to you from Lincoln. I am actually at our Chelmsford location and I'm here to talk to you about a few of the plants that you will find blooming or doing their thing now. I'm going to start off with a few grasses, basically native ones for the most part. Grasses are wonderful at this time of year. They are flowering for the most part and at their best. So the first one I'm going to start with is on my right. Common name is switchgrass, Panicum virgatum. It's a fairly tall grass and has beautiful airy flowers. So it looks delicate, but it holds up really well. It's one of the grasses that is native to this region. In fact, you can often see them growing along the side of highways where you will get to appreciate the way that the wind ruffles the flower spikes and makes beautiful billowing motion as it moves. So that is my first one, switchgrass, Panicum virgatum. We have a couple of other grasses. The first one here is Big Bluestem, and this is Andropogon gerardii, and this one's called Holy Smoke. So in the wild, it's not quite as purple as this, but it has these beautiful tall branching flower spikes. And then next to it on this table, we have what is probably my favorite native grass, Little Bluestem, Schiracum scoparium. I've got the most jaw-breaking botanical name. This cultivar happens to be twilight zone, which the foliage will go quite a purple color on this particular variety. It's a tough little customer and can cope with some really harsh conditions and drought. And I just want to showcase this one here because breeders are playing around with the sizes of or appearances of the native grants. And this is Haha Tonka. And this one has got these beautiful hairy stems. You know, it's not something that the species actually normally has, but hopefully you can appreciate sort of what it looks like. And the nice thing about little bluestem grasses is that they are in shades of green, blue, purple through the growing season. Then as we come into fall proper, they will turn more fiery colors, as will the panicum here. But then they all turn a beautiful tan color and will stay that way throughout the winter. So these are my picks for grasses here this time of year. There are lots of other nice grasses, don't get me wrong, but our native grasses really come into their own at this time of year. And moving on now, I'm now in the perennials section, the sun perennials, where I want to showcase a New England classic for this time of year. Couldn't really talk about perennials in September without mentioning asters. They are a stalwart of the perennial garden for containers, window boxes, you name it, they're everywhere at this time of year. But most of them are derived from native asters to the New England region. This is an example of a cultivar of the native ones. This is Purple Dome. So this one has been bred to be a little more compact than the native asters. A lot of them grow to be about 3 to 4 feet tall. Therefore, they can end up a little bit arching. The one trick with those sort of asters is that if they do grow too tall and floppy for your liking, earlier in the growing season, round about June time or whatever, you can cut the stems back by about half. And that will cause them to bush out more, to be sturdier, and you will get them blooming just a little bit later. So you could sort of do a mix and match and leave some be and cut some back, and then you would get a longer blooming season. But they do bloom for quite a while, quite a few weeks anyway at this time of year. Some of the varieties have started blooming in August, but they're at peak now. And while most asters are predominantly sun-loving, I'm just holding one here, the white woodland aster, which you will actually find growing along the roadsides, you know, where it's shaded and that. Another native plant for us here in New England. Little white flowers. So there are asters for multiple conditions, even though a lot of them do grow in the sun. So this is one of my picks for September. Moving on from asters, which are a wonderful plant at this time of year, a little bit further behind here are sedum. And sedum are also, they've been blooming for months, the different varieties. But I just want to showcase here the classic flat-topped, this is Autumn Joy, which has been popular for years, and you can see why. So these plants here in 2-gallon containers show you the size that they get and their habit. They are succulent and drought tolerant, and for the most part they don't get eaten by other things, but you can just see how popular they are with bees. In this case we have mostly honeybees in here, so obviously somebody's got a hive not far away, but they're popular with bumblebees, other native bees, butterflies. It just depends what pollinators you have in your yard. Now there are many varieties of Autumn Joy. Some of them are a little bit smaller. Some of them, like Matrona, have purple leaves. And then if we take a look over here, you can see that there are more lower growing compact ones. This is Thundercloud, which is a beautiful mounding one with the palest of pink flowers. And it's set off really nicely against Sunsparkler Plum Dazzle, which is the purple one next to it. More of a ground cover, attractive all the same. And then we even get ones that yellow flowered, variegated foliage. And that one is Rock and Low Boogie Woogie. Well, what a great name for that. And this is another one of the taller growing ones. This is Matrona. And this one actually is really great planted in combination with some of the little bluestem grasses. They complement each other and pick out the foliage colors together. So as you can see, they are a total pollinator magnet. There's masses of bees here at the moment, and you can get them in varying heights, you know, basically up to pretty much nearly 2 feet, all the way down to the little ground covers here. And for my last section, I just want to talk about a couple of shade-loving plants that are also coming into their own at this time of year. What I've got in my hands here is a cultivar of Bugbane. We generally seem to still refer to it as Simicifuga, but botanically it's had its name changed to Actaea. I think I've got that right. So these cultivars with the purple leaves here tend to be developed from their Asian counterparts. We do have a native one which is green leaves. They all have these wonderful white flower spikes which are equally attractive to pollinators. And the one thing you can't notice from this video is how beautifully scented these flowers are. So they are really wonderful for shady conditions. They're tall and rather sort of open in texture, so they don't have to be consigned to the back of the border. You can bring them further forward. You'll still be able to see things through them. And for most of the year, they're just a beautiful mound of foliage, which actually looks quite similar to a stilbee. So, you know, they would go well together with them. Just bear in mind that when they bloom, they are taller than most astilbe ever get to be. As I say, this one is brunette, and it has purplish leaves. There are plenty of cultivars that do have the foliage in this colour, But if you're looking for the native plant, you will find that it has green leaves and the same beautiful flowers. There are plenty of other things still blooming. If you take a trip to any of our garden centres at this time of year, you will find plenty of colour choices that you could go for. We have locations in Hopkinton, here in Chelmsford, Hingham and Lincoln. And for those of you who can't make it to our garden centres, we have an option to purchase online. Our farm to door programme you can find on our website, where wherever you are in the country, they can ship to you. If you like what you see, you can find us on YouTube. Please subscribe, and you can also follow us on other social media. So coming from Lincoln on this gorgeous September day, I'm Catherine, and I will see you again soon.